Jan.
So it's so nice to have all of you join us here again today. We're coming to you from the Be So In Oklahoma City. And it's been my pleasant surprise the last few weeks whenever I'm watching back the video to see the comments and that people are finding us and from like far away places. I think somewhere last week, I want to say it was Massachusetts or Pennsylvania, I don't know, but it was East Coast. And that made me very happy to see that we're reaching people that are well beyond the middle of the country that we typically reach. So keep sharing with your friends and tell them all about New It Too and Be So In.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. So we are going to start this time with our foot of the week.
Okay.
And I also want to make a comment about that.
Okay.
Because it auto-populates the words, what do you call that?
The subtitles?
You know, kind of like subtitles whenever, if you're watching it. And it kept, last week, it kept saying it was the food of the week and it was the hammer foot. So either I don't speak clearly or it really can't understand me. It was the foot of the week, hammer foot.
Hammer.
Yes, so we're going to talk about another foot that comes with your machine, which is this one, is the R foot.
Okay.
Which is the blind.
Which of course stands for blind hem.
Blind hem. I know, it's another one of those that, you know, it's not the B foot.
No.
No, it's the R foot
Yeah.
for blind hem. And it comes with
Many
foot.
of the machines.
Many machines
Yeah.
come with a blind hem foot. Then they can be a little bit different, but I don't know that everyone does a whole lot of blind hemming, but I figure the ones that do know how to use it and the ones that don't probably don't because they don't know how to use it or they don't bother to hem anything. So, that being said, why don't you come closer over here?
Okay.
And I will show you the blind hem foot.
Okay, here we go.
Again, I said it's the R foot.
Okay.
And you can see it says
Let me
R.
Get it to focus. There
It
we
says
go.
R right
It
in
does
there.
say an R right there, yeah.
Okay. And then when you look at this foot, you see it has that little squiggly thing kind of right there in the middle.
Yeah.
And then it has this little piece right here that
Kind
sticks
of a
out the end.
paddle.
Now I'm going to flip it over and you can see the squiggle
Yep.
and the little paddle. And what that is the fabric is going to come right up against this part.
Okay.
And this little bend in here,
That's where the needle.
that's where the needle's going to fall because it's making it so the needle can still fall dead center, but it's not going to hit that because, as you know, if it touched that, it would probably bend or break the needle. Okay? It's a snap-on foot. There's
Okay.
the little shank.
Okay.
So let's put that on. And again, I am sewing with dark thread on light fabric so that you can see what I'm doing.
Yes.
I would not put this hem in my garment with this color.
Right.
So I have a piece of fabric, and part of the trick of making a blind hem is knowing how to get the fabric folded the right direction. So I'm just going to show you here. If I were to fold my fabric like this, it kind of looks like the letter S.
Yeah.
We need a backwards S.
A backwards
So if I
S.
make an S and I turn it around,
It's a backwards S.
it's a backwards S.
Or a Z.
Right, Kaylin just pointed that out to me. In my whole life, I've never thought about the
I've
fact
always
that
said backwards S.
I know I have to, but see, it's a Z.
It is a Z.
But if any of you are of the age that probably kind of between, I'd say, me and my daughter here, I don't know, the college kids that I got to have fun with, we all watched Homestar Runner.
Oh,
And
S
Trogdor-
and more different S.
Trogdor had the S and the more different S,
This
so
is
we're making
this
the
is
more
an extra more
This is an
different
extra
S.
more different S.
Yeah.
And if all of you are going, what are you talking about?
Look up Homestar
Look up
Runner.
Homestar Runner. He was
Yeah.
pretty funny. Anyway, so I have my somewhat backward S or a Z, and here is the part that is going to be the hem. So basically, if this were my deep hem and I came up here,
That's
then
the outside of your
that's the
of your
outside of my
garment.
fabric. And we just want it to have a little stitch here,
Right.
but we don't want it to really show. We want it to be blind. So I'm making an incredibly deep hem here.
Yeah, it's okay.
But it's for the whole purpose of it. Now, if you look over here at the screen,
So we've selected stitch 2-01 on the ballot. It may be in different places on different machines.
and you'll see right here it says blind hem stitch.
And it's actually directing us to use that R foot.
Yeah, see right there? R. Okay. You kind of sound like pirates now. Okay, I'm gonna get this where the fabric is right underneath there. So this is kind of a good point to make. If you have your fabric ahead of where the needle's going to go down into it, sometimes that can shove the little edge of the fabric down
Into
into
the
the
needle,
bobbin area.
yeah.
So whenever you put your fabric on here, you want to make sure that it is,
Where fabric is under the needle
Right.
drop point.
and you're going to have to tell me because you're blocking my view. Am I in the right spot here?
Uh-huh.
She has me shoved off to the right, so I
Sorry.
can't really
It's
see
so
what I'm
you
doing.
guys can see.
Now, I'm going to show you this because if I keep my fabric, you know what, I'm going to have to get underneath you. Can you switch me sides?
Yep.
I have to be on this side.
Switcheroo.
Okay. Do not watch the needle.
If you're watching the needle, it's too late.
It's too late. You're already off. You want to make sure this part of the fabric that's folded goes right along that little paddle piece. And when it does, it's going to stitch it just perfectly. So I'm going to,
So it makes a few stitches and then it makes one zigzag hopping over, and that's where it's just barely catching that fabric. You can adjust the width on the screen here to adjust for different like thicknesses of fabric. If you see here, you can adjust that width. But what you'll have when you're done is that stitch where it's barely
right, so
catching.
this is like on the inside, so you're not going to see that part.
Right.
This is where it caught it. So
And
whenever
again, still use a matching thread
when I
in a real
open that-
project. But you'll just have those little grabs that if it was a matching thread, you would pretty much not be able to see, making a perfect blind hem.
But we're going to do it one more time, and we're going to
Okay.
make a, what are we doing here?
A backwards S.
So I know how to make my S, and then I'm going to flip it over so it's a backwards S. Okay, and then I am going to intentionally sew it wrong. So you can see what happens
Okay.
if you're not watching the right thing, or
Watching the needle instead of
watching
the
the needle,
paddle.
or the thickness of the fabric can make a difference as well. So I am going to intentionally go too deep and too shallow so that you can see the difference.
Okay.
Okay? Now I'm going too shallow, and now I'm going to try and line it back up. And again, I am trying to do it wrong,
Okay.
which is, I know, not a hard thing for any of us to do. But if you look at it, you can see here it kind of got wavy, but here's the obvious part.
Right.
Big long
Big
stitches,
lines, and then totally missed.
totally missed it right here, and then I had a couple where I caught it. So when you're, I always say practice it a little bit with something that's the similar weight of thread.
Right.
So, I mean, weight of fabric, so that you can learn how deep it needs to be. If you're doing something that's a really thick fabric, sometimes you have to take a little bit deeper stitch or it just doesn't catch it.
Right.
But these are the faux pas you get when you don't do it correctly. And again, if my thread matched, it would just be like that little pin tick of
Yep.
picking it up.
Perfect.
So
Beautiful.
that's how we use the R foot, which is the blind hem foot.
Okay, so
All
I'm gonna
right.
flip back
So
around
that
here.
was a fun foot of the week.
Yeah.
And we did it all on the lovely Ballad, which the Ballad also happens to be sitting on one of the newer koala cabinets, and I think most of the stores have one of these in stock.
It's called the
And
Cubby.
It is a cubby, and it is, the floor models are available.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's something that you might be interested in, the Cubby is a really fun little cabinet. There's not an electric lift on this one. It is just a manual platform that you can move up and down, but it's a fun little cabinet. Okay.
So what
now,
else do you have for me today?
What else do I have today? I want to talk to you about some of my favorite scissors.
Okay.
They're the Kai scissors.
Oh, I do love Kai scissors.
Yeah, I didn't have Kai scissors for a long time. I didn't know anything about them. I'd always had some other brands, which there's a lot of great brands of scissors out there. We carry a lot of different brands, but I have fallen in love with Kai scissors. They cut so smoothly.
They really do.
We have 3 sets of scissors
Okay.
available from Kai, and you can buy them in individuals.
Right.
One of the sets is this 3-piece serrated set.
Okay.
So the scissors blades have serration on them, which serration is important because if you're trying to trim threads and or lightweight fabric, it keeps it from wanting to just slide off of that edge. So, and it comes in an 8-inch serrated, a 6-inch serrated, and a 4.5-inch serrated.
Nice.
Those are the purple ones. And then I'm going to jump over here to these black ones.
Okay.
The black ones are the 5000 series, and it comes in an 8-inch dressmaker, a 5.5-inch sewing scissor, sorry, I know my sizes, and a 4-inch embroidery scissor, and this one comes with a Kai Scissors lanyard
Nice.
included with it. And
Super
you'll notice
handy.
they have little cases on here as well. And then the other set we have is the Very Berry gift set that comes in an 8-inch dressmaking shear, a 6.5-inch scissor, and a 5.5-inch sewing scissor. And you can see this one, it's all lined up right here. I'm gonna take this one out. And again, they have the nice little covers on them to help
Yep.
protect them.
Yep.
Because I don't know about you, but every once in a while you
Protect
drop.
us,
you try-
too.
Protect us, but you also, if you were to actually drop your scissors or something, then
Sure
it'll
enough.
protect that.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have that protection on there. But they have nice big grips too.
Mm-hmm.
So you can really get your whole hand in there to be able to cut with it. They just sound smooth.
They do sound really
They
nice.
do. And I have some different fabrics out here just to kind of show you how easily they cut. I mean, so super smooth. I'm on a knit right now, and it just cuts so smoothly.
And it's not sliding away from you.
It doesn't slide away from me. This is a piece of
Cork.
kind of a cork fabric,
Yeah.
which those are fun to embroider on. But you think, oh, is that going to ruin my fabric scissors? Well, no, it's not. It's kind of a fabric quality of cork.
Right, right.
But look how easily that's going to cut that.
Nice.
And look how I can get tiny little strips here.
And,
if
it'll
I-
cut all the way to the tips of the scissors too. Is
That's
really
true.
important.
Have you ever had scissors where sometimes it's only sharp back here?
Yeah, exactly.
Or
Not gonna
it's only
happen.
sharp at the front and you cut back here and it kind of folds it over.
Mm-hmm.
But these cut super smooth. And even if I was cutting little teeny tiny things,
Yeah.
I'm making a mess over here now.
You are making a mess.
Okay,
It's okay.
I'll stop making my mess. now. And then I've got fleece.
Okay. So a little
Okay.
bit thicker,
And,
heftier.
and a lot of times people make fleece and they make rag quilts and they like to
Mm-hmm.
tie those together so you can cut all those strips, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing I want to show you is if I were to fold it up, so it's doubled, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, well, that's not that big of a deal, but cuts right through it. But now I've got it 4 times,
Quadruple. No problem.
no problem. Denim. Denim is sometimes, different types of denim can be really hard to cut. Again, smooth as silk. And we're going to do double. And then, there's 4 layers.
Nice.
I think I only got 6 layers here from the way I folded it.
Cuts right through it.
Even to go
Okay,
to
and last but
something
not
like
least, some burlap.
some burlap. And again, cuts it super easy. Some of the best scissors I've ever had the opportunity to use. And we do have something really fun going on right now.
Which is.
Starts on Wednesday,
Okay.
June 12th. Gotta find my flyer here.
She hid them from herself.
I hid them from myself. We have the mega sale going on. This is a postcard that went out. Some people have already gotten their postcard. Some are landing right now. You should be seeing it soon. Or if you didn't get a postcard, then maybe you're not on our mailing list. Or maybe we don't have your current address. Who knows why you might not have it, but if you would like to get
Give
a
us a call.
postcard.
We'll get you on
give
the
us a call.
mailing
We'll
list.
get you on the mailing list, but the mega sale is going on up to 70% off. It
The
is a
whole store.
store-wide sale.
Everything is on
Can you see
some
close
amount of
enough here?
sale. Oh, here,
What?
let me come in.
Sergers, sewing, rulers, long arms, embroidery, scissors, thread, books, tools, furniture, lamps. 1 week only, June 12th through the 19th. Needles, hoops,
Okay.
notions, accessories, machine storage, quilting gifts, irons, patterns,
gosh.
vacuums, luggage, designs, cutters, savings. And,
Everything is on some amount of discount.
yep, and we also have some coupons.
Yes, the back of your mailer will have these coupons. You
Right.
can get 30% off of any pre-cut fabric kits, 40% off all individual feet,
That's huge.
and 50% off select machines. I'm
That's-
excited to
that's
see
even
what all
more
that's going to
huge.
be. I know.
I know. So if you have been thinking about going into a BSON, this is the week to do it. We have locations in Tulsa, Oklahoma City, Muskogee, Fayetteville, Springfield, and Humble, Texas. I didn't even have to remember this time. I could just read them
just
off
read
the
'em
list. Whew, that was fun. Okay, now I'm going to talk again about some things that we have that are coming up. This one is going to be so much fun.
Oh, I can't wait.
It is the Stephen Wilson Artful Embroidery event. We do have that filling up at different locations. We are having it at the Tulsa store, we're having it in Houston, Texas, and we're having it in Charlotte, North Carolina at the location where all of the Steve Wilson's stuff is. That's where they're from.
I'm excited.
I am excited too. And it's going to be fun. It's sponsored by Stephen Wilson, Anita Good Design, Be Sew In, Baby Lock, and Floriani.
Don't miss it, guys. This is
Don't
going to be an
miss it.
incredible
If you
learning
have
experience.
ever wanted to do something fun, different, unique, and exciting, this is your fun thing to do. Quilting with the Queen is coming up. If you are
Coming up.
someone who owns a long arm with Pro Stitcher, then this is the class for you.
You want to learn from
Right,
Denise
and so you
Schober.
can sign up to come to either one class at a time, or you can sign up for the rest of the classes. It is important to have the Pro Stitcher Inspiration Guidebook.
Yes.
That's what she's
It's kind of her
teaching from.
textbook, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it is going on June 26th. It is a live webinar with Miss Denise Schober, the Quilting Queen.
And then with 30 days of access to the recording, so that if you
Right.
can't make it to the class or you just want to watch what she had to say again,
And I
you'll
believe
still
it's
have it.
$59 a class.
That sounds right.
I think that sounds right. Okay, and Project Sew is coming up. We are almost full.
We are almost full,
but,
guys.
oh my
if you
gosh.
have little ones that you want to have in this camp, you get them signed up as soon as possible before all the seats fill.
Yep, $2.99 for that. So send your friends, kids this way. We can't wait to meet them and teach them how to sew.
Absolutely.
And then, of course, we have coming up Emerald Club. You can either join it for the year and get all sorts of perks with it, or you can come to the class, not a class,
It's a seminar.
the seminar club for free. And it is going on June 20th from 1 to 3:30 and June 22nd from 10 to 12:30. And I know that we are working hard on a really fun project that I think you all will love. I'm not going to
Yeah.
tell you what it is because I want you to come see it.
That's right.
But we would love to have you join us for that. We also love when you bring your things for show and tell because we love to see what you're up to. And we have some snacks and a really good time.
Mm-hmm.
So the mega sale is going on starting Wednesday, June 12th through June 19th.
Okay.
We cannot wait to see you at any one of our locations. Give us a call wherever you are in the world, and we will make sure you get something fun and exciting for your sewing studio.
All right.
Thanks for joining us, and we will see all of you next Tuesday on New It Too.